Hello everyone, Gaming with Big Green, and we're here in King Shot, and we're looking at some of my favorite characters. Now this is kind of into Generation 2 here, so you can see on the bottom we have the epic characters that's in the game, and then we have Zoe and Marlin also in this. I don't have Hildy, but we still will look at her anyway. But I'm going to look at and give you guys an idea of what my favorite characters were through Generation 1 and what my favorite characters are right now. So very early on, I gotta say one of my favorite ones was, and probably still is right now, is Soul. I really like him, especially because he has the construction buff to decrease the speed and also decrease the cost, which is awesome. I really like that. And I mean, of course it would be more helpful to have another attack stat there, but all in all too, he's very good for Generation 1. And then his rally skill too is a defense rally skill, which increased defense and health, which is very good because the health up is very good, and plus defense, because like that's very unique. So he's really good for a garrison character early on, especially if you can build him fast and you're a spender. He would be like a very good early on garrison. So will Jabel here. She's very good on the defense. She has the same stats as Helga here. Is the same exact skill. So when you're garrison, if you're joining, that skill is going to apply. So you know what I'm saying? It's the same, so you're not really missing out. And the only difference is Helga's paywall, y'all, and Jabella you guys can get here for free. And yes, even into Generation 2, you can still acquire Jabel here from these keys into Generation 2 and later. So that's also something to keep in mind when you're building these characters early on. And you don't want to sink orange shards into Jabel's, because you get her shards for free. So you definitely, early on, from beginning of the game all the way through, you don't want to put orange shards into her. Now, very early on, I really like this character. This is, of course, this is who you all should be focused on if you're just getting into the game. If you're learning how to play, like she is your bread and butter from early on. You're going to need her to join a lot of events like Bear Trap, and when you're doing outposts. If you're not bringing her to an attack rally, you're probably going to get kicked out by the rally captains. Now, we just had this character added into the game, which has the same exact stat as our little pink hair friend here. And now Amadeus here also has the same stat as well, but he has two other attack stats, which is very good. So he is absolutely a good rally joiner. And between the buff here, and he's also paywall as well, but he's absolutely the best shield in the game. Now, Zoe is very close behind. Do not knock Zoe. I mean, she's a good second place. All right, she's got very good skills over here on the right. I mean, there are attack skills as well. She is a very good option right behind Amadeus, absolutely. I would stand by that. Now, she is also an attack shield, where that would also kind of leave Helga being one of the main legendary defense shield characters. Now, Marlin is also amazing. Now, he's probably better than Zoe in Generation 2, just because he has better stats for overall opening. All three stats seem to be a little bit better than what Zoe's stats are. So when you're opening, I mean, to have them in an opening lineup is ideal. You're going to want Marlin, either Amadeus or Zoe, and Jabel. Now, Jabel's very good. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about Hildy. I am not a fan of Hildy. I mean, attack up, you only get 15% attack. Now, this damage stat looks pretty good, but you only have a 25% chance of that damage proc activating. And you can't change that 25%. So you only have a quarter of the time it's going to activate, and then damage taken down. So she has a defense buff. So you get a little bit of an attack. And so, like, if you're going to use her for an attack rally, I would rather use her. I mean, lethal up, damage up, and then she has one defense stat, which is basically the same stat as Helga, which is a pretty decent defense stat. So, and then plus you get her early on, and you have the widget gear already pretty far along. I would absolutely say Hildy's a skip in Generation 2. I'm going to ride my Jabel and then also Kiko to all the way until Generation 3. That allows me to work on Zoe and Marlon more. I don't have to try to build 3 characters. I can focus on 2. And then when Generation 3 will get here, I'll probably look to start building a new cavalry character, legendary character from that generation, where I'm happy with what I got going now with Marlon and Zoe and Jabella with my lineup. Well, right now Amadeus, but soon Jabella. But now Gordon is also early on a surprise pick too, because his health up is very good if you go heavy defense on, like, but he's only defense. Don't bring him to bear trap or nothing. But if you go like a 60% infantry, like a garrison, he is something that you want to consider bringing. Like, that health up is really good for the infantry troops. And very early on, a lot of people, and we did too, used Howard. Now Howard falls off really fast. So does Quinn. Like Quinn, unless you really need an archer, I would kind of steer away from Quinn and Howard. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, again, Jabel here, very good character. Like I said, personally, I have her in my lineup, and I actually kind of like to garrison with her. But I use her for my cavalry, and then I try to use Amadeus and Saul still. I'm going to plan on putting Marlon and Zoe in place of Saul and Amadeus. And I'm really working on these characters, these 2 girls right there, because they're both really good. See, you got the attack up, and like I said earlier, the other one with the hat has the same skill as her right here. So very good, these 3 characters right here. You really want to consider them in rally joining. You really want to try to work them up. Some very important things to note: the red hair character, Diana, you do not want to bring her to rallies, like attack rallies. She's only used for hunting beasts. She's only, you only want to use her to cut down the cost of, like, you know what I'm saying, like stamina stuff. Very good for Caesar Fury. Amazing to help with the cost of that. But again, make sure you always claim your free keys from here. But you always get your Jabella shards into Generation 2, so take that into consideration. She's a very good character, one of my favorite characters. So I would say, again, my favorite characters would be Saul, Jabella, and then Marlon and Zoe coming in with Generation 2. And then I like Amadeus. He's just a little bit pricey. And of course, you want the pink hair girl if you really want to join rallies and help your team. All right, everyone. I hope you guys like this video. We have a lot more content coming out. I'll see you guys around. Thank you for watching.